The U.S. government deficit surpassed $1 trillion in the first 11 months of the current fiscal year, over $100 billion more than the same period last year, according to official Treasury figures released Thursday. Last week, data from the Congressional Budget Office (CBO) found that the 11-month deficit had surpassed $1 trillion, but it was expected to fall back under that threshold after an expected spike in tax payments in September. The Treasury data, however, offered no such assurances, estimating that the fiscal year would close $69 billion above the $1 trillion mark. Advertisement: the growing deficit, which adds to the nation's debt burden, raises concerns about the nation's fiscal health. Interest on the debt has cost the U.S. $379 billion this year, more than spending on veterans' benefits, education and transportation. Absent more responsible budgets, the deficit and interest costs will continue to grow rapidly, diminishing America's future. The longer we wait, the more costly and difficult it will be to put our nation on a stronger path, said Michael Peterson, CEO of the fiscally conservative Peterson Foundation. The CBO has called the nation's fiscal path unsustainable, warning that it may make it more difficult to combat future recessions and could potentially set up a financial crisis down the road. The main drivers of the deficit are mandatory spending programs such as Social Security, Medicare and Medicaid, though recent tax cuts and increases to discretionary spending have also widened the spending gap. Although the deficit has ballooned under President Trump, Donald John Trump Mexico says it disagrees with astonishing Supreme Court decision allowing Trump asylum rule. The Afghan negotiations, echoes from the past. Democrats grill Army Air Force nominees on military funding for border wall. Morse watch, up from $587 billion in 2016. Republicans have continued to speak out about the issue. This can't continue, a former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley, South Carolina GOP appears to violate own rules in canceling primary for Trump politicos. Johnson to become Free Beacon's new editor-in-chief. GOP voters overwhelmingly want Pence on 2020 ticket with Trump. Moore tweeted Thursday alongside an article about the deficit. House Minority Leader Kevin Owen McCarthy. Hills Morning Report 2020 Democrats set for Lone Star Showdown. McCarthy, House GOP to plot path to majority at retreat. Overnight defense. Trump marks 9/11 anniversary with Taliban warning. President rips into Bolton as Mr. Tough guy. More turmoil trips up government funding. More. Califf also told reporters at a GOP retreat in Baltimore that tackling the deficit would be his top priority if Republicans take back the House and he becomes Speaker. Former Rep. Mark Sanford. Marshal Mark Clement Sanford says his bid is about improving Republican ideas, not hurting Trump. Business Insider to host GOP debate with Trump challenges Joe Walsh. Republicans are prostrated before the king. Trump. Moore, who is mounting a long-shot primary challenge to Trump, excoriated the president over his fiscal record. The president's propensity to dismiss our deteriorating financial position is dangerous, and these threats are underscored by the U.S. Treasury numbers, he said in a statement. A decade of projected trillion-dollar deficits, he added, was unprecedented in peacetime. Updated, 5:58 p.m. Let's block ads. Why?